weal or for woe, the history of modern Vietnam is indissolubly associated with the name of one man, Ho Chi Minh.
Spanning a life of almost 80 years and credited with the defeat of the Japanese, French, and Americans in Vietnam, he has been variously called the Venerable Father of the Nation, the Washington of Vietnam, or simply Uncle by millions of Vietnamese who venerate him to the point of calling him a bodhisattva, the savior of mankind, on an equal footing with the historical Buddha.
Yet even a cursory look at Ho's career will find that, apparently a simple man, he is a much more complicated figure than he is made out to be. Actually, he is more like the proverbial mystery wrapped in a riddle within an enigma.
Take his name, for instance. Born Nguyen Sinh Cung, he was given the courtesy name of Nguyen Tất Thanh in his early teens, then became Ba the Stoker when he went to work on a French merchant marine boat, Amiral Latouche Tréville. Then Nguyen Ai Quoc, Nguyen the Patriot, the collective name of a small group of Vietnamese expatriates in France. Then Lin, when he went to the Soviet Union, Li Rui and Old Wang in China, Father Chin in Siam, present-day Thailand, T.V. Wong and Song Man Cho in Hong Kong, and later Hu Wang, among other names. Even the name for which he is best known, Ho Chi Minh, was a name borrowed from a dead man. Obviously, the man had something to hide and was very clever in covering his tracks, as most agents of international communism were trained to do, and Ho was no exception.
A Russian scholar fluent in Vietnamese, Anatoly Sokolov, has studied this question of names used by Ho Chi Minh. By his account, Ho used some 150 different names during his lifetime. Other accounts give an even higher figure, the incredible number of 167 names Ho used during his entire career, for besides the names that he called himself, he also used pseudonyms to pen eulogies for his own greatness.
In actuality, the most probable seems to be 1892, the date he gave when he applied in 1911 to be admitted to the colonial school in the hope of becoming useful to France. According to Droyker, there has also been skepticism over the actual day of his birth, May 19.
Nhưng ngày 19 tháng 5 là chắc chắn không phải.
May 19 was certainly not his birthday. This was because on that day, French Admiral d'Argenville wanted to visit Hanoi from Haiphong. To prepare for this, and this is, I believe, to be a clever move by a wizened politician, Ho Chi Minh thought that his French guests should not come into a cold, unwelcoming Hanoi. So he told my father, who was then his personal secretary, to go out and tell every government office that they were to celebrate my birthday on that date. In that way, when d'Argenville came into Hanoi, he found the city to be festooned with people happy in the streets. He thought that they were well disposed towards him, while in actuality they were celebrating the president's birthday.
Mừng sinh nhật của chủ tịch nước lúc bây giờ.
Then there was the matter of his death. Yung Tu Hung, the novelist, claims in her latest work, Blazing Peak, that Ho deliberately pulled out all his life supports so that he could die on Independence Day, September the 2nd, 1969, thus turning a day of national celebration into a day of national mourning.
This he did, according to the famed author, just to spite his closest associates, Les Douanes and Les Ductors, and take revenge on them for having so surrounded him as to make him a prisoner in his own palace. Be that as it may, Ho's death on Independence Day has forced the Politburo to lie and announce to the world that he died one day later, thus ironically fulfilling a life in which there is no truth from birth to death.
In 1987, Vo Dong Yang, then representative of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam to UNESCO, sent a letter to the 24th General Assembly of this UN organization asking for permission to organize a party on the premises of UNESCO in Paris on the occasion of the upcoming 100th anniversary of the birth of Ho Chi Minh. In the letter, Yang also suggested that UNESCO pass a resolution making Ho a world cultural figure, but this effort ended in naught.
Lúc đó chúng tôi được anh em tín nhiệm làm tổng thư ký.
After the proposed resolution came out, the Vietnamese in Paris met and founded the committee to denounce Ho Chi Minh's crimes. The committee sent out an appeal, and in response, over 30,000 letters of protest from Vietnamese all over the world were sent to UNESCO. The committee also appealed to the French government and parliament to protest the proposed resolution. The committee then proceeded to gather all the evidence of Ho Chi Minh playing fast and loose with the truth and of the totalitarian regime which he established in Vietnam, resulting in such genocidal crimes and Holocaust as the killing in 1945-46 of at least 10,000 innocent members of various nationalist parties, whose only crime was to be rivals to the Communist Party. The land reform campaign in North Vietnam from 1952 to 1956 killed nearly 200,000 presumed landlords, in actuality unarmed civilians. The Hue Massacre of 1968, which took the lives of 5,000 unarmed civilians, including women and children and old people, and religious leaders, and even foreign doctors and university professors. After they had studied the dossier we sent to them, UNESCO changed its mind about organizing the 100th anniversary